Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rise with Raluca. Today, we are talking about competition and why there is no competition, and why I don't believe that there is competition. This is for people that are self-employed, working in the wellness industry, coaches, healers, um, maybe even if you work in design, just anything. If you're self-employed and you feel like there's competition, today we're going to talk about why there is no competition. So it's 9 a.m. as I'm recording this. I have not had my morning coffee yet, and I am feeling like my brain's not quite working. I haven't had a coffee because I'm going to go work at a coffee shop after this, and I wanted to save my coffee until then. So all I've had is water, and I'm just like a little bit out of it. But we're doing our best. I started recording this just before I got like 4 minutes in, and I was like, wait, am I making any sense? So we're doing this again. We are recording, and then we're gonna go have coffee. What else is new before we start? Oh, so I am working on relaunching my memberships for Alchemia. I am excited. I'm working on having different levels of offerings and just increasing the value and the community and the things we have in there. So there is some new things I'm adding, and I, I want to tell you, but it's launching next week. So maybe I'll tell you about our next podcast. But if you stay tuned, if you're on my email list, if you're on Facebook, not Facebook, I'm not on Facebook. If you're on Instagram or TikTok, then you'll see the updates of when things are coming out. So yeah, it'll be fun. We're gonna start like soon in December before the new year, and we definitely have an Align healing session on December 21st. So that one will be working with the oh my gosh, the winter solstice. My brain really doesn't work before coffee. Probably not gonna do this before coffee again. Or maybe I'll detox from coffee and then it'll be different. Okay, so we're doing December 21st, winter solstice. We're going to have an aligned session. So you can sign up for that now, or you can sign up when you see like the new membership things and the offerings. But it will be a very beautiful, healing, fun evening. We're going to do journaling. I'm going to send out healing. We're going to pull cards, and I feel like it's going to be more of a sharing evening, like more talking, more celebratory feeling, because that's just the energy of December 21st, of that time around the solstice and the holidays. So it's going to be fun. I think December 21st, that is a Thursday. So it's a Thursday evening, 7 p.m. EST. So come join us. I'll leave the link below. Okay, so today we are talking about competition and why I don't believe that there is competition, even if there are multiple practitioners doing the same thing, or if you see somebody out there doing the same thing as you. I don't know if you're in web design, if you are a healer, and everybody, it seems like you're looking online and you're like, oh my God, this person does the same thing as me, but they're more successful or they're getting more clients. And somehow, sometimes it feels like if somebody has a lot of clients, it could be taking something away from you. And I don't believe in this. And this is why. Because nobody does the same thing as you. They cannot. It's impossible. We are all individual. We all have our own flavor of the way we do things. We have our own personality. We have our energy signature. We have our own lived life experiences. And your experiences and your personality really make a difference in who you attract and who your people are. So there's another layer of this, that it's very important to be fully yourself, because when you are fully yourself, you are attracting your people to you. They notice you by your energy signature. If you're not being yourself, and if you're trying to embody or um, act as if or be like what somebody else is being like, then one, people may not come because it's feeling inauthentic and they're not sure what's not right. And two, they might come and then they get to know you and you're like, and they're like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. This is not what I thought I was signing up for, because then they see your true personality and it might not be for them. So there's that little side note of how it's important to be fully ourselves in our practice, in whatever we're doing, because that attracts our people to us. Our experiences are so important, our personality is so important, speaking our truth, being who we really are, like showing all our, well, maybe not all, but whatever you feel comfortable with, like your quirks, being vulnerable, being yourself, that brings your people to you. And I realize, like, I'm not for everybody. Not everybody's going to be attracted to me, and that's how it should be, right? We shouldn't be everything for everybody, because it's impossible. Then you're being a washed down version of yourself. If you're being truly yourself, you have an opinion, you have something to say, there is something polarizing within you, and in the polarization, it makes you more magnetic, because a magnet has two sides. So if you are if you are honest, and if you're sharing your opinion, if you're being truly yourself, that attracts more of your people to you. So this is why there is no competition, because nobody does the same exact thing. Nobody can offer the same thing I can offer. Nobody can offer the same thing you can offer, because you are completely different. We're completely different. And even if we had the same modalities that we did, even if we offered the exact same combination of practices, which is unlikely, because we all are all like passionate or drawn to different things, or like we're drawn to one thing more than the other, we still have our different personalities and life experiences. And we have our different like sense of humor. And when people come to work with you, they're coming to work for you because they want your personality, not just your expertise. So there is no competition. If you're showing yourself, your people are going to come to you. And like even energy healers. So you think, you're like, oh, it's Reiki, so all Reiki is going to be the same. Reiki is not going to be the same. And energy healing is not going to be the same, because everybody has their like own energy, their own energy signature, their guides. Their energy is different. So like some healers are like gentle and nurturing. Some feel very balancing, and some feel like fiery. So my energy, for example, is fiery, and it's like a catalyst. It brings changes. So it's like an intense kind of energy. But then other people will have a nurturing, like beautiful, gentle energy that feels like comforting. So, like sometimes have had clients come in and they'll have an energy session with me or two. And then I'm like, okay, now I feel like you need a more nurturing energy. So I'll send them to another practitioner, because like there is no competition. There is enough for all of us. There's space for everybody. And you wouldn't be put here on this earth with this power, with this desire and drive to do something, with this pull to do something, if there wasn't space for you, if you wouldn't be successful doing it, if it wasn't what it was truly meant for you. So you're here, you're drawn to this for a reason, and the other people are drawn to it for a reason, and there is space for everybody There is room for everybody. I also think that people aren't meant to work with the same person, like their whole life or like long term. I think it's perfectly fine that people work with somebody for a little bit and then they can move on and work with somebody else, because that's how you want it to be. You want them to grow and change. Um, like maybe their style changes, maybe their growth journey has taken a different path. So they're going to need a different person. They're going to need a different designer. They're going to need a different healer because they're on a different path. We're growing and changing. And I feel like this is happening so much faster and so much more right now, that people are going through these rapid shifts. So they're finding new people to help them. And that's beautiful and that's normal. Like I'm going through a lot of changes of the support team that I need around me. So when I go through a change, I'm like, okay, now I feel like I need a new practitioner for this aspect. And then I go and I find them and I find what matches my energy. And then somebody else will go to the previous practitioner that I went to because that's who matches their energy. And we're always growing and changing. And there will always be room for everybody. And even as you grow as a practitioner or as you grow in your business, your clientele will change as well. And the people you attract will change as well. And it's interesting, like even with pricing, like sometimes we tend to have this tendency to think like if we price lower, it's going to attract more people, or it'll be more affordable for more people. But you have to price what you're worth. You have to price what your value is. You have to price for what feels right to you, for the amount of work you've done, the expertise you have, the space you can hold, um, the amount of experience you have. You have to work with that, because there are certain people that won't even notice something if it's a low price. Like they won't even notice it until it's above a certain price threshold, because that's what they're used to for the quality of work for what they're looking for. So keep that in mind too. There's not even a competition around pricing. People aren't out there just looking for the lowest price that they can find for something. They're there for looking for something that will match their energy and match the quality of what they're looking for and the investment that they're looking for. So there's not even a competition around that. There are so many beliefs here that we have to let go of, so many limitations that we have to let go of. And I was thinking about this the other day when I was thinking about this episode, of how when I first started my practice, I would try to do everything for everybody. I would try to fill in every box. Like I would try to be everything for everybody. I'd be like, whatever, because homeopathy, for example, my practice started with homeopathy. So homeopathy can help with everything. It can help with everything. And so can other healing modalities. Like it can help with anything you're going through. But what happens when you try to help everybody with everything is like you start reaching and you're going outside of your expertise. And fair, like at the beginning, you don't even know what your expertise is. You might not know what you're drawn to, like you might not know what your point of focus is. So yeah, maybe you do have to try to help people with a little bit of everything at the beginning. But I would always be like finding new information, researching, learning about all kinds of things. And I would be working hours and hours to create this package for somebody. So when somebody would come in, I would research and like try to find the answer for them, anything they were asking about. But it totally wore me out. And I realized I didn't want to be everything for everybody, because I can't. And I don't want to learn everything about everything, because I can't. Although sometimes I do feel like I want to learn everything about the mysteries of the world and spirituality. But I mean, at least that's focused and niched. So instead, I had to learn to focus on what I'm good at and what I want to do. And in turn, this would serve my clients better too. Because think of a client coming in as well. If it's your first time dealing with something and then you're doing all this research, like they might not be receiving the best possible support they can be receiving, but they're receiving exactly what they need at that time. I also believe that people always be drawn to you because the energy matches, because they're ready to receive exactly what you have to offer at that time. So, yes, I was able to help people with different things. I was able to help with like skin and digestive and pain symptoms and headaches and all these different kinds of things. But it took a lot of work and effort on my part. And I realized that wasn't even what my passion was. So I went on this path of finding myself and seeing what I really wanted to do. And then what I found out was that I love working with the spiritual and the energy and the emotional and helping people come back to themselves. Because even with the physical symptoms, everything that was underlying came from this emotion, like from this emotional place, from this energetic place. So what I really want to do is just help people come back to themselves, to be who they truly are, to shed the layers of beliefs and limitations and fears and anxiety and limiting beliefs and past life and wounding so they can step more into being themselves. And you know what? There's a lot of people out there doing the same thing, but in a different way, with a different personality and different life experiences. And there's room for all of us. So I just wanted to share that little mini episode about competition and why there is none. So it's just, I hope it's just like a little pump up reminder for you to be fully yourself, to show who you truly are, like show what you love, show what you're passionate about, show your personality, your voice, and your people will be attracted for your energy and who you are, not just what you do. I think I'll leave it at that. So there is no competition. We could just let that go. Just breathe it out. Let it go. There's no competition. There is space for everybody. Okay, so if you've been wanting to go for something, to go for a dream, but you're like, there's so many people out there already doing this, it doesn't matter. You're doing it with your style. Like musicians, there's so many musicians out there, but still new ones come out, and you're like, oh my gosh, I love this person. And you like, their voice speaks to you, their music speaks to you, their message speaks to you. And that helps you. That helps humanity. It like helps uplift us, it helps inspire us. So like anything that helps bring inspiration or healing or makes people feel something, that's valuable. And we need that. So we need everybody to shine their light. We need everybody to step out there and be brave and be themselves and offer what it is that they want to offer and to start their own businesses and be sovereign. It is time to do that now more than ever. All right. So I hope you have a beautiful weekend. And we'll see you next week. And stay tuned for all the updates on the membership. I'm going to go work on that right now to get it launched. Okay. Bye.